Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make the best baked chicken nuggets. This is a huge family favorite of ours because it's something that everyone likes. The kids, of course, love chicken nuggets, but these are so tasty, the adults love them too. We're going to start by preheating the oven to 400 degrees and lightly greasing a baking sheet. We're going to dip our chicken nuggets into melted butter and then coat them with a special bread coating mixture. So let's go ahead and make that and set up our dipping station before we start working with the chicken. I have 1 cup of plain breadcrumbs here in my bowl, and I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of dried basil, a tablespoon of dried oregano, and then a teaspoon of salt, and half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And stir this together. All right, set this aside and melt half a cup of butter in a bowl and set that aside as well while we get our chicken ready. Now for this recipe, you can use chicken breasts or chicken tenders. It doesn't matter. I usually just go by whatever is the best price. So today that means I'm using chicken tenders. Now we're just gonna cut these into chicken nugget sized pieces. Make sure you get them somewhat even, because you want them to cook evenly. I use about 1.5 pounds of chicken. Pop quiz time. What part of the chicken does the chicken tender come from? Well, if you've ever bought a whole chicken or a bone-in chicken breast and tried to slice the breast away from the rib bones, you'd be left with a strip of chicken, like so, in between 2 bones. This is the chicken tender. It's great to use in place of chicken breasts when you want a smaller piece or when it's cheaper. Now I'm going to create a little assembly line here with my butter, my breadcrumbs, and then I'll move my pan over so I can easily dip my chicken. Trust me, it helps when there's a little bit of organization. Dip your chicken into the butter, coat it with breadcrumbs, and stick it onto the pan. Just keep going in an assembly line until you've breaded all of your chicken. I like dipping mine into butter because I feel like it adds a lot of moisture to the chicken that just isn't there any other way. But you can also use buttermilk if you want. Just use the same amount, about half a cup, and use that to dip your chicken in. Once the tray is completely filled, they're ready to bake. But I'm going to let you in on one of my mommy secrets. You can also pop these into the freezer at this point and let them freeze. Once they're frozen, transfer them to a Ziploc bag so you can store them so you'll have a quick and easy dinner ready to go on those crazy nights when things just don't work out for cooking dinner. So skip the drive-thru and try this. But for now, we're going to bake these at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. If you do choose to freeze them, add about 5 minutes to the cooking time. Serve these up hot with your favorite dipping sauce. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description as well as a link to a printable recipe. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and check out my other great cooking videos. There's more than 100 restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.